3, 2, 1. It's your boy Vic here, man. I'm back with another video. I hope everyone doing good today down under in Australia. Hope we are eating good, sleeping good, behaving ourselves, and getting this money, man. Yes, another Aussie content. Y'all already know that, and y'all also know, man, I love cars. I mean, everything cars. American cars, Australian cars, European cars, Chinese cars, African cars. I mean, Japanese cars. I mean, I just love all cars, man. Vintage, old school, new school, modern. I mean, I just love cars. Oh yeah, muscle cars, bro. I love muscle cars, man. Especially them Australian muscle cars. Them things are nasty, sexy. I mean, powerful, fast, bro. God damn. But yeah, man, I'm reacting to 100 hours in Australia's underground car scene by Donut. Yeah, I don't want to waste no time talking. I'm gonna get right into this video. But first thing first, man, show your boy some love. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, help grow the channel, y'all. Please, 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 man, help a brother out. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
This is Australia.
Australia. What the hell?
We came to the land down under to check out the
From
car
Cali
scene,
to
the weird
Sydney.
Japanese imports, the rugged off-roaders, and the Utes, the #1 most popular car in Australia.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on a second. That's not quite right. Utes have not been a thing like that in Australia for ages. Australia, it's not what you'd think it is.
So, is everything we knew about the Australian car scene wrong? If Utes aren't popular in Australia, then what else don't we know? Well, we're spending the next week here trying to figure that out. We're going to be driving everything we can, from these bushwhacking 4x4s to this insane R31 drift wagon.
By the end of the week, I'm going to be driving in one of Australia's biggest races in an 1100 horsepower GTR.
That first.
But right now, we're in the Woodigan State Forest with our boys from 4-Wheel Drive 24/7.
Hey, going? G'day.
Our new friends are going to take us on a back roads route through the bush and to the beach.
Wow.
And I hear the trails might get a little tricky.
A little bit. Yeah, you're going to lift a wheel or two. Really?
All right. And to get there, we're going to be taking 4-Wheel Drive 24/7's fleet of Australian off-roaders. First is Jock's Toyota Hilux. Tell me about what we're in. What is this?
This is a 1994 LN106 Hilux. Bit of a beast.
An army car or what?
Yeah.
Ah.
Next is my boy Sean and Sudi, his outfitted FJ80 Land Cruiser.
Look at that. Heaps of traction, mate. He feels like it's going to
Oh my
roll
God.
on this side. So.
Yeah, we're going to roll. You're in trouble, not me.
What?
Yeah, boy.
Wow.
Finally rounding out the pack is Jesse.
That car
and
is
Bessie,
strong.
a Nissan Patrol with some cowboy spirit.
It gets no love, this car. Everyone in the company hates it. It's like the cheapest car, it goes the best. These things are sort of known for their bulletproof driveline. Most of the four-wheel drives are airlocked and stuff, you got to turn them on and off, whereas this, set and forget, you just go.
Oh, it's a bucket. I think it's an absolute bucket. Yeah, we probably paid $2,000 too much for that car.
Another member of the fleet is this Isuzu D-Max. It's a truck you won't find in the States, but we found out they're pretty popular here in Australia. In fact, in recent years, light trucks like this one have become the #1.
Hold on, bro. Is it our army cars or what, bro? Like, all them strong ass cars, bro. God damn.
selling car in the country, with the Ford Ranger topping the charts last month.
But this is, I guess, is really, really popular car here because it allows you to do the Monday to Friday work and then take it away on the weekend with your mates or your family or what have you and go camping. So it kind of gets you the best of both worlds.
And that's a complete 180 from the last couple of decades, when Holden small sedans were the country's best sellers. But we'll get to that later. Right now, the trails are getting a little hairy.
What the hell? We're going up that.
No, we're not.
Yeah.
No, dude.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
The best thing is,
You're drawn from now on, too.
I'm giving you like I guess the training course. Now you're on your own.
The training. This should be fun.
Halfway up the hill, and we're swapping seats. It's my first time driving on the wrong side of the trail, so I'm not worried about it at all.
All right, look at that. And we're off. Yeah, baby. You know,
These
I've always
cars are
wondered about
really
manual
strong,
doing
bro.
this kind of crawling stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think I should do? Just hit the hole?
Straight through the guts, mate.
Sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go.
No problem. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Little tips.
The back pin after this ride, I just know it hits different, bro. Back pin after this ride hits different, bro. Like, I just knew it.
Nah. Just good luck. That's it.
It's crazy.
Am I doing all
I
right?
know that back
It's
hurts.
perfect. Yeah, little wheel lift.
Wow.
You've got this.
Should I just hang
Yeah.
straight?
Yeah, and keep that momentum going. And
Wow.
that's it. That's it.
Whoa!
Yeah, that's it.
Oh!
Yeah. Yes. He comes from a racing background. There's no doubt about that. When in doubt, power out.
That's
All right,
crazy.
switching drivers. I'm done.
Halfway
That was
up.
nuts.
You're switching.
Meet Jeff and Dan. They're 350Z owners and longtime donut fans who think they're here for a meet and greet. But in reality, we're surprising them with new exhaust systems designed specifically for the 350Z from today's sponsor, Borla Exhaust.
We're gonna hook them up with these Borla exhausts, and I'm gonna go tell them.
Yeah, I noticed you got a stock exhaust.
Oh, yeah, man.
You want to change that?
Yeah, definitely. Freaking sweet. Everyone loves the 350Z, which is why Borla built two brand new systems for it. One for fans of the OEM Plus look, and one for fans of the single exit. Both systems are designed to keep this modern classic sounding good, because let's be honest, most of them sound like this.
Okay.
The split rear catback system comes in two styles. These 4.5-inch carbon fiber tips with black anodized aluminum, or 4.5-inch black chrome. It'll transform your 350Z from stock to Borla.
That sounds good.
The single exit option features a badass laser cut tip with an engraved Borla logo. And check out the inside. That's the extended polyphonic
That's cool.
harmonizer technology, which was first seen on Ken Block's Audi Sport Quattro. In no time, you'll go from stock to Borla.
I like that.
Both 350Z systems are easy to install, made out of stainless steel, and proudly constructed
just
right
hurry
here in
up,
the
man.
US. And Borla
Oh,
backs the
damn.
quality with an incredible million-mile warranty. So don't just purchase an exhaust system, invest in a personalized driving experience with Borla.
Get back
To
to
learn
the
more about the
video.
all-new 350Z systems, click the link below.
Thank you. There we go.
Australia is all about little trucks and massive trails. About 90% of Australians live near the coast, despite
I
the
know.
continent being close to the size of America. Which means there's a ton of extremely remote off-roading all over the country. And 4-wheel drive 24/7 has crossed most of it. They've even crossed some of the hardest trails back in the States. And to get through these super remote places, they say diesel is the only way to go.
Nothing is huge horsepower in Australia. Like the diesels have a lot of torque though, which makes them nice and easy to drive. There's a lot of places you just can't even buy gas.
You can get really remote out here.
Oh, yeah, proper. Like, I mean, in the Simpson Desert, we didn't see another person for like 8 days.
Damn.
Like one stage I was doing about 75,000 kilometres a year. That's like up there with like an Uber driver.
Yeah, yeah.
Have a look at that, eh?
Look at the water. There she is.
Man, that's beautiful.
You never get tired of seeing that side.
That's beautiful.
I think a lot of Aussies take it for granted, but it's a very special thing to be allowed to drive on the beach.
That is beautiful, bro. Are those dogs?
All right, boys, we made it to the beach.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourselves. Give you a good little sneak peek of what it's like full driving in Australia.
Yeah, well, we love it. And as a token of our appreciation, we wanted to give you some.
That is brilliant.
But these torquey overlanders were only the beginning of our
Donuts.
Australian adventure. And I'm starting to freak out because pretty soon I'm going to be going 150 plus miles an hour in an 1100 horsepower GTR. But for now, we got to get out of here because I hear there's some other Australian dudes who need a flywheel bowl.
Now that we've finished in the bush, we're heading back to the city with a couple questions. Why is an American truck the #1 selling car in Australia? And where
American
the hell
truck.
are all the youths?
Oh wow, I didn't know that. It's an American truck?
Luckily,
I
we're
didn't know
meeting up
that.
with a couple of boys who know a thing or two about a thing or two. And we hear they might need some help wrenching on a civic
Oprah
project.
House?
So you might get rabies from a dog, but from a kangaroo you actually get tetanus.
Hey, boys!
Hey!
Hey! We got a special delivery for you. Oh, crap. Oh,
Chair.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, thank you. Oops, I can't even catch. Take that, we really need some help.
Is it lefty tighty down here?
I haven't
He's having
checked.
fun.
We could find out in the bathroom if you like.
Oh yeah, let's go in the bathroom. If you don't know who Mighty Car Mods is, you better get out from under that rock because
Another
they're one of the
ah?
best and one of the most OG car content channels on YouTube.
Oh, and donuts here.
They've been at it forever and they are experts on Aussie car culture.
Yeah, welcome Donut Media to Australia.
said Aussie.
You guys do things different down here. They'd be able to answer all of our questions.
It's awesome to have you here. We don't get many people come to Australia because it's so far away. And they're scared of getting eaten by you know. What have your observations been so far?
But I haven't noticed nearly as many utes as I was expecting.
So you might be wondering where utes, or utility vehicles, get their reputation. Well, that begins with a company called Holden.
Yeah, Holden is huge in Australia.
Holden started its life as a saddle producer, but eventually grew into auto repairs and manufacturing when they were bought by GM in 1931.
Holden though and Commodores were like synonymous with like growing up in the 80s.
And while Holden was responsible for popularizing the ute, they weren't the only ones. Ford began producing cars out of Geelong in 1925, but building things a little differently to fit Australian taste.
Ford's got these unique motors, which are Baras, which you might have heard of, the inline six, and their turbos, they make heaps of power. That was actually came through Ford Germany, and we got this weird mix of an American brand of Ford, but then an engine that was kind of developed in Germany, but only made here.
Ford and Holden would have a decades-long rivalry that would end up creating two of Australia's best-selling cars, the Holden Commodore and the Ford Falcon. Both cars were offered in a utility or ute model, and while neither was technically the company's first ute, they were the models that helped Australia become synonymous with the word. But a big reason that utes from Ford and Holden were so popular was because both cars were made in Australia, which made them significantly cheaper than other imports. And that is in stark contrast to today's market. 2010 was the last year that a locally made car would be the highest selling car in the country. A changing consumer market, increasing global competition, and a decision by the government to end financial aid forced Holden to shut its doors forever in 2017. With Ford Australia quickly following suit.
Since we don't have an industry here building cars anymore, like GM obviously owned Holden, and so when they sort of pulled their funding and the government pulled the funding, they went, no, we're out, and so they just shut it down. So
no more GM?
no more locally made cars, no Australian cars.
That left a hole in the market that larger, internationally based companies were able to fill. And it's one of the reasons that trucks like the D-Max and the Ranger are the best-selling cars in Australia.
Ranger and that kind of class of car is the biggest selling car in Australia for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously, people are starting to get into their adventuring, but you also get some hectic tax breaks. Is actually what
heaps of people use them for businesses because if you can put a certain amount of weight in the tray, tax break. So you'll see guys that have all their work gear on the back and then a tent and a rooftop tent, and they're just all week they're trading up, and then during the weekend they're off in the bush camping.
But Australia isn't all off-roading and trucks. There's a huge import market in Australia and a giant appetite for anything Japanese.
What are we in here, Martin? We are in a Nissan March Super Turbo.
This thing feels pretty good. It's a 1 liter, right?
Yeah, 1 litre, 4-cylinder, 1992, but I think they made them in the late 80s.
This twin-charged hot hatch is a favorite of Marty's, partially because for a while it was illegal to import.
And there was a period of time where you could only import cars where there was no equivalent made locally, so you couldn't bring in family cars, and that's why all the imports we had were Supras, Skylines, 180s, because they didn't compete with the local market.
For a time, you could sneak them through, and then the floodgates opened when the local manufacturing disappeared, and they went, yeah, import whatever you want.
So while Australia's import laws have loosened up a bit thanks to the lack of domestic manufacturing, their driving laws have never been tighter.
The law and what people do with modifications has tightened down as well. Like, if you're caught speeding in your car, depending on the speed you do, like, you're done. Your plates are removed, your license is gone, and that's a go-to-court situation as well. So illegal modifications, you'll get what's called a canary. You've got to get a check every single 12 months, and if your car's canaried or your car is defected, then you can't get it registered.
We've heard about cars getting, like, crushed.
Yeah, basically, if you're a repeat offender and you're doing really stupid shit, eventually they'll cube your car and just, like, say, see you later, it's all over.
Damn.
Speaking of JDM cars, I hear there's a pretty big JDM shop around here.
Croydon?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, we can drop you out there if you want to have a look.
Where are you going?
I'm going to World Time Attack. Could you guys drop me off there, too?
Yeah, we're going out tonight anyway to do some drifting, so you can come with us.
Super turbo taxi.
Yeah. So while Jerry heads off to practice, I'm going to Croydon Racing Developments, a shop specializing in JDM cars and owners of the world's fastest GTR. Now, Japan has historically been Australia's #1 exporter of cars. Because Australia never had federal regulations on engines like the RB26 and the SR20, everything made in Japan during its golden era very quickly found its way down on down.
Nissan know-how, building the right cars for Australia.
But it's been some time since we've gotten anything really exciting out of Japan. So shops like Croydon help keep the love for classic JDM cars alive and well.
Andre, how's it
Jack.
going?
Hi,
Nice to
mate.
see you.
Welcome to our humble abode here, as we call it, Croydon Racing Developments.
This place is awesome.
Andre tells me that in recent years, classic JDM cars like the GTR and the Evo have skyrocketed in price, probably because of their increasing rarity and their
very nice, though.
reputation.
This is literally the coolest place ever.
That includes Croydon's Crown Jewel, June 2, the fastest GTR in the world.
Oh,
So very
yeah,
nice.
baby. Dude, what a machine you've got. 3,000 measly horsepower.
Damn. 3,000.
This R32 Skyline GTR has an RB30 billet block with a 3.2-liter stroker kit. It's got 2 parachutes and a massive turbo that can make up to 100 psi of boost. And even crazier, despite its 6.37-second quarter-mile time and nearly 3,000 horsepower figure,
Oh
it's
my
technically
God.
It's one of the most prized possessions in our workshop.
I can see why.
How much
This thing's awesome.
is it?
But cars like this can cost hundreds of thousands of dollars
Oh,
today.
there we go.
You think it's harder to get into the JDM scene since the JDM Hero cars are all so crazy expensive now?
To an extent, yes. Obviously, to get into the market, it's difficult.
Is JDM still thriving, or is it kind of died out?
It is, but it's getting really expensive. R34 GTRs, $250,000, $250,000. And when you're sitting inside one, it's like, yeah, there's something magical about it, but it's still an old Datsun.
So, what does your average car enthusiast in Australia like to drive? Also, I still haven't found a car with a Bara engine that Marty was talking about. So, while I went to a local car meet to see if I could track one down, Jerry, I heard, was having a rough first day at World Time Attack.
So here's everything that happened on practice day. Oh yeah, look at that. There's my name. Right on the board. We got there late. I got suited up. We rushed to the driver's meeting. What happens when you miss driver's meeting? Oh, you don't get to practice. No big deal. I've just never been here before. Never driven the car before. We were late. And finally, when it came to practice, my 1100 horsepower GTR broke. I got suited up a little prematurely. Cole went out in the first session to test, and during that session, the transmission puked its guts out, as he said. The look of a disappointed race car driver on his phone, trying to find parts.
Sounds like they might just need a clutch.
Cancel.
Which is a bummer, because I didn't come all the way to Sydney just to spin some laps. I came to break a world record. That's right, my goal for this race is to break the 1 minute 30.83 second time set by the HKS R35. But for now, all I can do is hope the car gets fixed by tomorrow.
So, while I did find some cool stuff at the car show, like this Group A Commodore, and this Mazda Familia, and this 6 Series BMW, still no Bara. And I was starting to think I would never get to see one, when I got a last-minute invite to a private drift day at The Bend, a brand new state-of-the-art track in Australia, where not only was there going to be a Bara-swapped wagon, but also a ute. Now, I've never actually seen one of these engines in person. They came in a couple versions, but the 325T came from the factory with over 430 horsepower. Now, part of that is because it came with a pretty big turbo. And I mean, come on, dual overhead cam, variable valve timing, inline 6 from Ford. It's truly an Aussie-made engine, which is why you're seeing one here in this
Stop
R31
saying
Skyline
Aussie, bro.
wagon, which I was lucky enough to get taken
Aussie.
around the track in. Plus, I also finally got to drive my first Ute.
These dudes are flying, bro.
Run him till he popped them. That was
Oh,
awesome.
shoot.
And then the most Australian thing
The
I think
tire
I've
popped.
been in since I've been here. So with my Bara wagon drifting itch finally scratched, I went back to Sydney to rest up because tomorrow, World Time Attack officially begins.
World Time Attack. Australia and the Aboriginal flag. I
Now,
love that.
unlike some races in the States, World Time Attack is almost more of a festival for cars. It's a form of racing that's all about the fastest lap. Originally called Super Lap, World Time Attack is one of the fastest growing forms of racing in Australia. And I can see why. It's an insane race with some crazy builds. Some of the wildest cars I've ever seen.
Now, thankfully, my team was able to fix my car, and just in time for my first race day. So it's day one here at World Time Attack. I'm about to get in the car for the first time. 1100 horsepower GTR. First time on the track, first time in this car. So we're going to take it easy. I don't know why I put myself in these positions. Because it's cool as hell, that's why.
It is cool as hell.
So here's how World Time Attack works. You get to drive one hot lap over 3 different sessions each day. That means I only get 3 chances per day to set a world record time.
Donut.
Now, because I never got to practice, I'm going to have to learn the track on the fly. Turn 1 is definitely scary. It comes directly after a 1 kilometer long straight, and I'm told that you're supposed to go flat out through it. Though I don't quite have the meatballs yet to do that on my first session.
He's not Australian yet.
Aside from that, turns 5 and 11 were giving me the most trouble and where I was losing the most time. If I were going to beat that world record, I would have to do good through all these corners. All right, first session in the books. Did a 136, just trying to feel like pedal feel. Welcome to Time Attack. It's all about perfection. So we're going to chase it. Let's go.
Second try. He's flying now. Yeah, he's flying now. Yeah. He's on.
Session number 2, things are starting off pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm able to start really pushing the car for the first time, and my times are dropping quickly.
Yeah.
And then, in true donut car fashion, it started overheating. I had to bring the car in because the car's getting a little hot. They're going to go get some upgraded fans to keep it cool. You ship a car all the way from the States, 8,500 miles, to do 1 hot lap. But all good. I was about 2 seconds faster. Got to get down into the 130s, the low 130s.
Oh, he's a racer?
All right, Jerry, you got this. Are you
I
ready?
don't know this.
Are you ready? Yeah. Records are made to be broken. You can do it, dude. Break the record. Leave it all out there. You can break the record. You can break the car. Break the car. I don't care what you break. Just do it for us. Okay. Do it for the kids. All right. Get in the car.
He's on, though. Both flying now.
Now, in my second to last session, I'm really starting to get a feel for the car and the track. After my 3rd and 4th time out there on the track, I met with the boys from Life Motorsports, and they showed me where I was losing the most time and how I could improve.
Yeah, Jerry!
Okay, Jerry, here we go. Remember, brake later and harder in turn 2. Carry more speed before turn 5. At turn 11, square off the exit to get the best drive on the straight. I didn't fly all the way to Australia to not set a world record. Focus. Focus. The GTR is feeling it, and practice pays off.
But here he goes. Minute 31.48.
Ooh, close.
31.48.
I finished the session with a personal best. 6/10 off the world record with one session to go.
He is learning fast.
A world record at stake.
He's learning
an
really
entire
fast, bro.
trip across the globe. Completely worthless if I don't get this time. But I had never felt better in this car. I fly through turn 1 on my first warm-up lap. By turn 5, I can feel the tires are getting up to 10. I go through 9, 10, and hit 11 perfect, setting me up for my last hot lap.
I hope he break it.
Records are made to be broken.
I hope he break the record. Let's go.
Come from a
Let's
racing
go,
background,
America.
there's no
Let's
doubt about
go.
that. When in doubt, power out.
Let's go, America.
This is going to be the record lap.
You can do it, dude. Breaking the record.
Go,
I
dude.
cross the start-finish line, and the clock starts. I see my turn-in point, and then, going into turn 1 at 155 miles per hour, the car dies.
Come on.
I try to downshift, but the transmission hates me and my success. It starts shifting from 4th to 6th, then back to 5th.
Oh, man.
My dreams slipping away from me. You can't see it, but I'm dying inside. And then, the car finally dies too. My GTR comes to a stop in the middle of the track.
No. No, man.
Our audience has seen this face too many
Damn.
Car coming down on the first hot lap, coming down the straight. It's going good. Then just randomly shifted into 6th and died at going, I don't know, 155 miles an hour. I didn't want to be sad like this. If you could feel how frustrating this is. In every video I try to set a goal, I fail. And that's just life, you know? It'd be a failure, I guess, in a true sense of the word failure.
Well,
it'd be a failure if I didn't try.
Bro, I just said it in my head,
looking
bro.
at it, though.
At least you tried.
It's so close. It's so close. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks to everyone who helped out in this video. Mighty Car Mods, 4-wheel drive 24/7, and the boys at Life Motorsports. So let me drive this R35 GTR. It's just been an amazing experience. So check all those guys out. I love you. Come to Australia. This place is sick. You gotta come down under.
Definitely coming to Australia. And I do know it's sick as hell, dope as hell, lit as hell, even though people are lit as hell. But damn, bro, my boy was close, bro. Like right there in the car, died of him, man. I feel bad for him, man. And bro, obviously I can see it in his eyes, bro. He was sad, man. Come on, America. I mean, hey. Next time, though, man, we are going to break that record next time. But, yeah, Australia got some dope-ass cars, bro. Especially those first cars, those big-ass army cars. I mean, strong as shit. Big-ass tires. Like, just, bro, just going up a hill, down a hill, at the beach. Like, just smooth. What the hell? Those big-ass cars. But, hey, it's your boy Vic here. Stay safe out there. Drink water. Eat healthy. Mind your business, man. But don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Help grow the channel, y'all. Please, man. Help a brother out. Stay safe. I love y'all. Boom. Let's go.